Those subscription payments are super annoying. Here's how to get rid of them. So let me tell you a story. This was about 6 or 7 years ago. I signed up for a credit monitoring service with USAA. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was a pretty good service. Like basically I could go on my phone in the USAA app and check my credit score. I think I could get credit reports. You get like a breakdown of your spending. Like it was a pretty good app. It was worth, they were charging me $8.95 a month, which was a pretty good deal. So, and this was done by Experian in partnership with USAA, and it was on the USAA app. But then after a while, they moved it off the app, and you had to go to Experian to get it. And then it didn't make any sense because I had a username and password at Experian, but I didn't know what it was. So I was getting charged $8.95 a month for nothing because I couldn't access this credit crap. So now I've been in this position before where I had a payment with the credit reporting agencies. It was with Equifax. This was about 6 years ago. And it was like $15 a month, and I had some recurring payment with them to get my credit score or whatever. And I tried to cancel it, and you actually had to call in, and I had to talk to like 3 different people and jump through all these hoops. And it was infuriating. Like I was really getting mad. It was bad. It was bad. But I didn't manage to cancel it. But now I'm in this hell where I'm getting charged $8.95 a month for something that I can't use, and I have no recourse. Now, that credit card was not being used. The only thing it was being used for were these $8.95 payments, and I hadn't used the credit card in years. I never used a credit card. So I said, fuck it. I'll just call up USA and cancel the credit card. So they didn't like that, and they gave me this whole story about how if you cancel a credit card, then it could lower your credit score because the age of this account was 25 years. So if I cancel an account with 25 years, it brings down the average age of my accounts, which could impact my credit score. I'm like, yeah. My credit score is high, and it's pretty much bulletproof, so I don't care. And, $8.95 a month is about $100 a year. So I cancel this, I save $100 a year, like terrific. So that's what I did. I canceled the credit card. Now I'm getting emails from Experian all the time saying, hey, where your payment's bouncing, please shut up. Like I'm not doing it. But so I had a recurring payment, and that's how I canceled my recurring payment. I don't really have much in the way of recurring payments, which I think is a habit of highly effective people. I think highly effective people don't have a bunch of subscription payments. So I pay $20 a month to ASPCA, which it's kind of a long story how I got set up with that, but I'm happy to do it. I like animals. So $20 a month, it's really nothing. I have $70 a month going to ADT, my home security system. I have $15 a month going to Netflix, which I don't really use that much, but I kind of want the option to watch something on Netflix. So, and I have $24 a month going to Planet Fitness. And I think in terms of recurring payments, I think that's all I have. I think it's basically it. So just about everybody I know has more recurring payments than I do. So looking at my subscriptions, I did the math, and it adds up to about $1,500 a year, which is really not that bad. And some people have a lot more than that. People buy a bunch of stuff with subscription payments, and they get stuck in these things, and they're hard to cancel. And, even the ASPCA one, like when I signed up, I got this email from them, and they said, yeah, if you want to cancel, you have to call this number. And I knew that they were going to make it really, really hard to cancel. So I just really had to be okay with the fact that I was just going to pay $20 a month in perpetuity, which is fine with me. One of these days, my credit card will get hacked, and the account number will change, and then the payment will bounce, and they'll be shit out of luck. So this was a couple years ago. I thought about doing the Cigar of the Month Club, and my wife said, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. And that was good advice. because I was really into cigars for like 6 to 9 months, and then it was a phase I was going through, and I don't smoke cigars anymore, pretty rarely. So so that was a good miss. I'm glad I didn't do the Cigar of the Month Club, because then I would just be in hell trying to cancel that. I tell you this as someone who sells subscriptions. The subscription business is the best business in the world, which is why you see a lot of companies that take products that should be sold on a one-time basis and they're trying to convert it into subscription payments, because the subscription payments just go on forever and they're impossible to cancel. It's an amazing business. It's the best business in the world. Now, I have a newsletter, and what I do is, when a month before someone's subscription is about to renew, I send them an email and I say, hey, your subscription's about to renew. And I give them the option to cancel the subscription payment. Because for me, it really has to do with seller's reputation. Like, if you're selling stuff online and you get a bunch of chargebacks, like let's say I didn't do that and people were surprised by the payments and they got pissed off and they did chargebacks. I've only had 2 chargebacks in 14 years, right? And I pride myself on customer service. I don't want to gotcha people into subscriptions, right? If they're not using it, then, cancel it. I'm not going to take it personally. It's really fine, So the whole subscription business works by people either forgetting to cancel or just being too lazy to cancel and getting charged year after year after year. But I give people every opportunity to cancel. And yeah, there are some shady subscription businesses, and then you're stuck with these payments that you can't get rid of. And the only way you can get rid of them is to cancel the account, the credit card account, which causes other problems. The answer is, don't sign up for this stuff in the first place. If you're gonna sign up for the Dildo of the Month Club, like you just kind of have to. I don't know if they have a Dildo of the Month Club. They probably do. They probably do. I mean, can you imagine being a member to that for like 5 years and having 60 dildos in your house? But if you're a member of that club, like, you're stuck. I mean, that's it. Like you gotta think long and hard before you sign up for this stuff. Do you need a cake pop of the month club? Probably not. And there's people that have $500 or more a month going out the door in subscription payments. It's madness. I mean, that's real money. That's real money. If you had like $800 a month going out in subscription payments, and let's say you only needed $200 of that, that's $600 a month, that's $7,200 a year. Like, that's an IRA, just because of dumb shit like this. You can invest in an IRA if you didn't buy all this dumb shit in subscriptions. So, and for me, one of the differences for me is there's a lot of people, they pay for like every single streaming service, and I don't do that. I don't watch a lot of TV, although I do have MLB.TV because I watch baseball. And MLB.TV costs $130 a year. It's a one-time payment. And I probably watch 130 games a year. I really do. So it works out to about $1 a game, which I think is great value. And, I keep doing that. But the subscription business is the best business in the world. And you know why it's great? Because you get paid up front and you deliver the product later. Every time I buy a car, they try to sign me up for Sirius XM. And I'm like, nope, I don't want Sirius XM. Yeah, I mean, for me, I like electronic music, and they do have 2 electronic music channels on Sirius XM. One of them is BPM, which is like the big room, main stage, EDM, cheesy bullshit music. Then they have the chill out channel, but they don't have anything in between. And I kind of listen to the stuff in between, the underground stuff. Getting back to USAA, with their credit card and Experian and all that stuff. I've been trying to get away from USAA for years, and I've been canceling stuff little by little. Really, all I have left is the car insurance at this point. I found them to be a really crappy organization that overcharges for just about everything except for car insurance. And, they're sort of backpedaling on the advertising now. I mean, for a long time, why does USA need to advertise on TV? It's only for military people. And if you're in the military, presumably you know about it. So, I mean, if your potential audience is 2 million people, why are you advertising to 340 million people? And they spend hundreds of millions in advertising a year. It doesn't make any sense. And literally, USA is mutually owned. So if you're a member of USA, you get what's called a SSA something. It's basically a dividend payment. And my dividend payment is a couple $100 a year. So if they weren't spending all this money on advertising, members could get more money back, and they just piss it away. When I first joined USA, it was only for officers, and it was an incredible deal. And if you think about, the credit profile of a military officer, it's pretty good. And then they opened it up to enlisted people, and then it was just a huge fucking disaster. It just went down the tubes. The car insurance is a pretty good deal. I'll stick with the car insurance, and the claims is excellent generally, but everything else is crap. And the credit card that I canceled didn't have any rewards. It had an 8% interest rate, which is very low, but that doesn't do me any good because I don't carry a balance, and I never will carry a balance. So I had no problem canceling that card. I have had a couple bad experiences over the years. Back in 2000, I had a huge leak in my roof. I had water pouring in my roof, and I called up USA, and I was just sort of asking about making a claim and how to do that. And I ended up not making the claim, but they said that the fact that I called would be used as a determining factor in future premiums. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Just because I called and told you that I had a leak in my roof. Anyway, I got rear-ended in Washington State. This was in June of last year. And the person I got on the phone to report the claim was the biggest idiot of all time. And it was super, super frustrating. They also gave me a bunch of crap when I decided not to get homeowners insurance through them in my current house. I'm like, look, you guys just aren't competitive. I'm not paying $16,000 a year in homeowners insurance, and they got all pissy about it. So, in other news, got a big day in our household coming up. Wendy the cat turns 8 on March 24th. So, Wendy is our chunky 18-pound calico. She's the sweetest, best behaved cat in the world. And she's so fat that she can't wash her butt, so we have to wash her butt for her about once a month. We put her in the sink and wash her butt. We wash the cat's butt. Yeah. Then we have more cat birthdays coming up. Tars is going to be 5 in May. Vesper is going to be 9 in May. And then Xenia is going to be 4 in June. So, anyway, I have the best cats in the world. And that does it for me today. Thanks for listening to the Be Smart podcast. I'm Jared Dillian. See you next time.